There's already a couple people popping in for you that I'm gonna kind of talk to you about.
Okay. I have some very dear family members who passed away, who I was extremely close to. They were really there for me during a lot of stuff. And so I would love to see who comes through.
Okay. So there is an older woman who's coming through, and she is acknowledging that she feels she lived a full duration of life. She views you like a mother would view a daughter who experienced the fall. Someone had a fall before they passed. She's showing me a fall.
My grandmother fell many times and broke her femur.
Right.
One leg was bowed so severely that she could no longer put weight on it because it would just snap.
She did not want to be kept alive artificially, and like, do not keep me alive unless I'm doing it on my own. I don't want a breathing machine. She's doing this to me, which is always referencing to pulling something out. She talks about the incident where she pulled it out. Does that make sense to you?
At the end, she, right before she passed, she wasn't able to eat anything. Right. And so they had to put like a food tube down her throat, and she didn't want it.
Right.
And she kept trying to pull it out, and in order to feed her, they had to put it back in, but she kept pulling it off, and she would pull the oxygen mask off, and she kept saying she didn't want this anymore. She didn't want that stuff.
Yeah, and she didn't. And when she comes through, she's so relieved that she doesn't have to go through that anymore. And she's beautiful. I mean, she just is such, when she comes through so young and so beautiful. And that is how she wants to be remembered, truly.
My Grammy had so many health problems, but you would never know it. You know, she was just sweet, and she was just a huge support in my life. But to watch somebody that you love so much go through that was really hard, because you just want to take it away and make it all better, but there's no way to do that.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. She's coming through and talking about the fact that you were special. Like, there's a connection of, like, this is my girl. Like, this is special. She's acknowledging that she came through in a dream. And she's acknowledging this is actually a very, like, healing kind of an experience, because it was like, oh, you're there. What did she say in the dream? I
don't remember what she said in the dream, but I just remember her being there.
Yeah.
I remember, I remember her presence in the dream, and I remember waking up feeling like, oh, okay.
Right.
It was better.
Right. No, there definitely are those connections that they make to us oftentimes. She comes across and acknowledges that she was just really heavily wanting you to be okay after she died. I do have to ask, there is a reference to a recovered alcoholic.
Oh, my.
And she's making a reference to it of showing a lot of pride about the recovered alcoholic. So who would that be?
Me?
That's great.
Yeah.
Yes, she's so proud of it, because she's talking about, I'm seeing symbols of recovery, and this is coming through, she's giving me the thumbs up with this, of like, I went through this very strong, difficult bout, and I got out of it, and that's awesome. So please know that that's her way of acknowledging that. She puts an emphasis on the recovery, and it's like, I'm so incredibly proud of that.
Yeah.
And that's what comes through. So please know that she's aware of that.
It hit me in an emotional spot was when she said she was proud of my recovery, because my grandma, no matter what, was my biggest supporter. No matter what I had done or what I had screwed up or not screwed up, she loved me. It brought me a lot of closure and a lot of peace to know that she's, happy and she was proud of me.
Well, thank
Tyler,
you.
Thank you so much.
That was
this is wonderful.
I'm so glad. I feel like Jodie got a lot out of this reading. She was really vulnerable and open with sharing with me. And her grandmother was even treating me like a son. So to be able to kind of have that energy and connect to that energy in a reading just really shows that there is a lot of love there.
All right,
Thank you.
bye.
Have a good day.
You
Bye.
too.
Thank you.
See you later.
See ya.
I have a little bit of a different perspective. I'm definitely less afraid. I think we all have those fears, like, oh my gosh, is that it? And I think that has been alleviated today, that it's not the end.